Hello, my name is Ruth Cathers, and I investigated Nexen Chemical Company's steps towards pollution prevention. Nexen Chemical is located in Brandon, Manitoba, Canada, and it is the subsidiary company of Canadian Occidental Petroleum Energy and Chemicals Company, which is a large company located in Alberta. Nexen manufactures and distributes industrial chemicals, and today they produce 100,000 tons of sodium chlorate every year and have 45 employees. But it wasn't always like this. Before Canadian Oxy took over management, they only produced 12,500 tons of sodium chlorate and were exceeding the government's limit for chlorine production. Their waste procedure for cell regeneration, water softening, and desalination was to first send the effluent to one of 5 waste lagoons, where it was then sent to an averaging pond and then into the Assiniboine River. Canadian Oxy's goal was to get Nexen's waste to government compliance and to finally make a profit. Their first step was to only focus on sodium chlorate and stop the production of other chemicals. Their second step was to buy purified salt from a potash mining company. After steps 1 and 2, there was no more sludge to send to the lagoons, therefore contamination of the Assiniboine River was significantly reduced. I've put a pollution prevention hierarchy chart here to show that steps 1 and 2 of Nexen's steps to pollution prevention is a clear example of using the most preferred method of pollution prevention, which is source reduction. Nexen's third step to pollution prevention was to install a waste gas scrubber. This brought down chlorine emissions, and this is an example of a gas scrubber. By this time, Nexen only violated their permit a few times a year, when before it was violated every single day of the year. Their fourth step was to implement recycling. 4 years after Canadian Oxy has taken over management, Nexen has a closed-loop waste system. Effluents are recycled back to the brine system, and by closing the loop, discharge into the river has stopped completely. Their fifth and final step was expansion. So now at 6 years later, after Canadian Oxy has taken over management, the plant expands by 40% to start their profit-making phase. I think it's important to note that they waited until they were in complete compliance with the government, and even better, until expanding the company. With the expansion, Nexen switched from obsolete graphite technology to the modern metal technology. And with this switch, waste gases were able to be purified so that chlorine emissions were almost zero. Hydrogen was recycled and used as fuel instead of being released into the atmosphere. And graphite was no longer involved, so that removed a lot of waste that was associated with graphite. After pollution prevention practices were implemented, Nexen is 25% more efficient. Since they're burning hydrogen, they've reduced their natural gas consumption by 95%. 62 tons of graphite waste per year were eliminated, and 6.8 tons per year of chlorine emissions were eliminated as well. All discharges to Assiniboine River have stopped, and $2,000 per month worth of chemicals that used to be discharged are now reused, saving them $2,000 a month. Today, Nexen is ranked as one of the most efficient sodium chlorate facilities in North America. That concludes my presentation. Please pause the video so that I can take some time to answer questions live in class. And finally, these are my sources that I've used for this presentation. Thank you very much for listening.